Hello friends, welcome to another video. Thank you so much for being so patient with me while I try to learn how booktube is working and what kind of formats work out for me, what I would like to do on this channel and stuff like that. I do try to upload one video a week. I want to talk even more about books because I do read a lot and I want to like jump into it. So since I did a video my last video was basically a like reading wrap up of all the books, the 13 books that I read in September and October. I thought now let's talk about the books that are actually on my most current TBR, like the books that I would like to read before the end of the year. And I do have, at this point, I do have a TBR list that is like longer than it used to be. I used to buy like 5 books and then I read 5 books and then I buy, like I never used to have a lot of like unread books. But right now I actually do have some unread books. Not as many as I have read books. Most of these I have read, but I do have some unread books and I want to talk about the books that I am planning to read November, December before the end of the year. And let's start with the book that I'm actually reading right now, and that is the Rachel Schneider's Metal Slinger. And I am more than halfway through the book. I know I do dog ears on my books. Listen, I bought this. It's mine. I'm allowed to do whatever I want with it. I always lose my bookmarks. I feel like I like glued my eye together. I did my makeup before. If you didn't know, this is my second channel, and on my main channel I do makeup, and I did a makeup video before. I feel like I glued my eye together. I am thoroughly enjoying this book. This is my 3rd book in November, and my goal for the rest of the year, how many books do I want to read? I read 13 in September and October. I thought that maybe is, again, reading isn't my job. There are people out there that have book channels that make enough money on their book channel so that they can make they can make reading their career. Reading is not my career. I'm not trying to make reading my career. I just want to talk about the books that I do have time to read, so that I won't be reading 12 books a month. It's just not gonna happen. Am I even gonna read, because 13 books in 2 months seemed like a lot, but maybe, how many books do I have here? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 books here, and I've already read 2 books as well this month. This is my 3rd book, so I want to read these books. One of these books is very thin as well. That's gonna be like a one-day thing for me. And I have 2 books on pre-order as well. That will actually make it 10 books in 2 months, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 10 books in 2. You know what? I can do that. I can do that. I can do 10 books in 2 months. That's less than I did before. November and December are my busiest day in my normal job, the job that pays the mortgage. So I think I can do that. This book is about a woman who is a guard in a kingdom that have basically been forced to live out at sea. They are not in contact with land or soil in any way, and she has basically spent her entire life longing for the semi-annual market, or it's the annual market at the kingdom that is on land, Kenta, and she's been dying to be able to go there and to attend this market, to finally for once in her life be able to see something else than water and eat something else than fish. And these 2 kingdoms have a very, let's say the relationships aren't great, and stuff happens and things start to unravel. And where I am in the book right now, she's just starting to realize that a lot of the things that she thought to be true in her life just seemingly are not. And that's basically where the story takes us pretty quickly in the book, making us realize that the main character is realizing that a lot of things that she for sure knew were true maybe aren't so much. So far, great book, great dynamic, loving the characters in here, loving the character development of the main character, and I'm just very, very excited to be finishing up this book. I've been flying through this book, so I'm probably gonna finish that one really quick. The second book, which is the one that I'm gonna finish super quickly, I bought the 6 Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent. I actually didn't love the Serpent and the Night King. Is it even called that? Serpent and Wings of Night, that's what it's called. I keep calling it the wrong thing. That series, it's a duology. I thought it was okay. I thought parts of the book and parts of the writing was kind of stale. I thought the second half of both of the books were great. The first half was just transport. I've heard some people describe the books as like, oh, the action starts right away, and I'm like, I thought the books were kind of stale in the beginning. But this is short. I think this is only, and this is supposed to be like freestanding. It is in the same world, and this is only acknowledgements, glossary, author's note, 153 pages. This is going to be a maximum 1.5 day thing for me. I'm going to fly through this one. I've heard that this one is something as smart as a novel, a short novel that is a slow burn. And I love reading about love, so I have big hopes for this one. I think this just recently got picked up by a big publisher because I actually bought this in a bookstore. So I'm very excited, and that one's going to be super quick. I also have a book that's not going to be super quick, but somehow all the people that I follow that have the same taste in books as me have all been talking about this one. This is Throne of the Fallen by Kerry Maniscalco. They have described this to be like romantasy but meets Bridgerton, and I have no idea what this is about. A dark prince battling an impossible curse. Okay. Intrigue, danger, and fan yourself romance. Ooh. Okay. Prince of Envy has never claimed to be a saint, but when a cryptic note arrives signaling the beginning of a deadly game, he knows it will take more than a hint of sin to win and save his falling demon court, though none of his meticulous plans prepare him for her, the frustrating artist who ignites his sin like no other. Oh! Oof! Okay, I'm guessing this is going to be very romance driven, but I've heard a lot of people talk about this one. This one is thick mama though. This is like, yeah, this 560 pages. It is some, you know, it's pretty small writing. This is what I'm used to. I mean, I'm used to books being like this. I will say Metal Slinger, it's kind of thick, but the font is big. This is a 500-page book, but it probably could have been made into a 400-page book. I'm just saying. But I'm very excited to read that book. I've heard a lot of good things. And then I have 2 books that I have bought that are fairly new books. And I want to read them because I feel like they are in the moment right now. And I want to read them because I want to read the new books. I want to read the new books. That's basically it. One of them is Fear of Flames. This used to be a individually published, like a self-published book, and it got picked up by a big publishing company, and they edited the book to make it thinner, and people are saying this is a 5-star book. People are loving this book, and the people who like the same books as me are loving this book, so I have high hopes. Definitely, I probably will read this one after Metal Slinger. This will probably be my next read. Fear of Flames. This isn't as long now. Oh, look at the author. She's a babe. Ooh, you look great. This is like 360 pages. Again, I don't think this will take me that long either. And the second book is Bloodguard by C.C. Robson. Again, I picked this up in a bookstore. This has been recently released, and I have heard good things about this. It is basically about a gladiator who is given a special quest by like more of a noblewoman, I think. Elven Royal gives him a proposition to basically be more than a gladiator, and since it's Bloodguard, I'm guessing maybe this is like the bodyguard trope, which I haven't read a lot of books like that, so I'm excited to read this one, also because it's new, also because it is a little bit different, and I'm excited to see what this is going to be, because the explanation of this book seems a little bit different than the fae romantasy that I've been reading as of late. The last book that I have here that is not a pre-order book is this one. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna love this one or if I'm gonna hate this one. A lot of people that love this one. This is The Wraith King by Juliet Cross. A lot of people who love this book also love some books that I thought were so-so. I think this is supposed to be dark fantasy. A brutal, bloody war against the ruthless Wraith King has cost the light fae more than innocent lives. Una Hearthstone, Princess of Isles, learns that the price of the Rat King demands to end the war once and for all. Her. So she basically, I think this is like forced marriage. And from what I heard, I mean, look at this. The writing is so big and there is literally nothing on the pages. I am gonna run through this one. 430 pages. This will only take me a couple of days. I've heard that this is a little dark romance, and I'm thinking I will save this for when I'm in the mood for something that's maybe not too taxing on the mind. Maybe that's not what this is. I'm just, from what I've heard this being described, I'm thinking that that's what this is. The next one that I have is actually the pre-order. Let me see what the actual name is of it. It's the continuation of this series. It's a Trial of the Sun Queen, Rule of the Aurora King, and Fate of the Sun King. And the fourth book, I have it on pre-order. Let me take up the name. It is called Fate of the Heart Queen, and it says it's being delivered on November 26th. And this is supposed to be the fourth and final book in this series. I've given this series, I've reviewed it before, I've given this series 3-star. I think it's a really nice series. There are some problems with the series, but overall it's an entertaining series, and it is gripping me on enough that I went and pre-ordered the fourth and final book that is coming out. So I will let you know if I think that the series is ending on a satisfactory note. But I have said this before, I said this in my recent video, if you have read ACOTAR and you're looking for something kind of similar, fast-paced romance, love, magic, fae, you will probably like that series. I will link the books that I'm talking about down below. I also have a book recommendations list down below of books that I've read that I've given like a 3-star or above, where I'm like, these are decent books. I recommend you to read them. The next one, the book that I have on pre-ordered and is being delivered that I want to read before the end of the year, is from Carissa Broadbent, and it is the Songbird of the Heart of Stone. And it's basically set in the same world, and I think it has some of the same characters, but it's supposed to follow other characters. This book series was a duology and it is done, but now we're following other characters in the same world with the same characters, but just something different. And I was interested enough that I wanted to continue the series and read about it. And I also think that this is a popular enough series that I think that a lot of people would want to maybe hear what other people are thinking about these books, and if I think that this one is better than the other ones. Because I would say this series, the duology, I would give that a 3-star. It's entertaining, but a lot of people are like, this is the best series ever. I do not agree on that. It's an entertaining series, but it is a little stale at parts, and I personally don't think it is as good as people say. I think the world building is very thin. I think it's a good book to start. If you love the Twilight and you want to get into romantasy, start with that one. It's vampires, the world building is kind of thin. You don't have to worry a lot about a lot of different characters, because there's not a lot of different characters. So it's an easy book to get into, but for me, I want something more. I think it's a 3-star read. It's entertaining, and I want to read the other duology that's coming now, because I think it's going to be another duology. Also, let me also say I do have another book that is coming, and if I have time I would love to read that one too, because it is a new book. I have only heard people on Book Talk recommending this book because they have read an early copy of it, and I want to see if it's as good as they say. It's called The Courting of Bristol, Keats. It's from Mary E. Pearson, and I am excited. I'm excited about getting this one. It's actually coming this week. So again, if I run through some of these books early, I might sink my teeth into that one too. So let's add that as like an 11th contender to the book. And then of course we'll see. Maybe I'll end up reading some of my other books that I have here on the list instead, because maybe I want to get into those. But I am in an extremely stressful work tempo right now, so I only want to read easy peasy entertaining books right now, because when I get the time to sit down and read, I need a break. I need a break from work, I need a break from life. I need to do something just fun and entertaining, and I can't read something that's too heavy right now, and I can't read like classic fantasy right now. It's too heavy, it's too much because of this time of year. But maybe once we get into especially end of December, beginning of January, February, I'm able to bring in some books that require a little bit more maybe brain capacity. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm gonna say. Don't let people tell you that you're not reading smart enough books. Books are meant to be entertaining. If you're entertained, you're winning. I think that like books, yes, for learning and for evolving and blah blah blah, but if you're entertained, you're winning. I think that's totally fair. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know if you have anything on your TBR list that you would like to finish this year. Also let me know if you have heard anything about the books that I'm talking about here. Do you think I'm gonna like them? Do you think I'm gonna hate them? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. If you want to know more about the books that I talked about, all of them is going to be linked down in the description box. I hope you're having a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon again in a new video. Bye!